Hello, everybody. My name is Braylon, and today I'm going to be breaking down the massive blockbuster trade in the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, just like LeBron James in 2011, is taking his talents to South Beach and joining the Miami Heat. But break down this trade. I'm not going to spend too much more time on the intro. Let's get right into it. So, the full trade details, I'm going to read them off right now. Give me just a second. So, the Miami Heat have acquired Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks. They also acquired Bobby Portis. While the Bucks acquire a haul, this is going to take a little bit, so give me a second. All-star guard Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware, Kasparis Giannis, the 2026 first-round pick, which is number 13 overall in the draft, a 2031 unprotected first-round pick, a 2033 unprotected first-round pick, a 2030 pick swap, and a 2033 second-round pick. That is the full details. That is a haul. So let me talk about this from the Bucks' perspective and give you my grade for them. I'm going to give them an A for this trade because I know I like always trying to be like the smart person. I say like, oh, I think this is right. Try to have a different opinion than everybody. I genuinely think the Bucks killed this trade. Obviously trading away your franchise superstar, your cornerstone, it stinks, but we all knew this was going to happen. And as a casual NBA fan myself, I'm glad this is over because I could not take one more Shams report about, oh, he might be traded, or he might not be traded, or, oh, Giannis going to get traded in the next 48 hours, this and that, he's going there, he's going here. I was sick of it, so I'm glad the trade is over. Overall, I think the Bucks cooked with this one. You get a guy like Tyler Hero, who's, again, averages 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, his former All-Star. I know he struggles with injuries at times, but if he can stay healthy, you've seen what this guy can do as the number one option. He's one of the best shooting guards in the league, when healthy. You get a guy like Jaime Jaquez, who was second in 6th Man of the Year race last year, just behind Keldon Johnson. He honestly should have won it. Keldon Johnson playing like garbage in the finals and overall the entire playoffs. I really like that one. He's, in my opinion, has the most potential out of anybody in this package. I am a little worried about Khalil Ware, but I do have high hopes for him. I've always, I've had high hope for Khalil Ware ever since he came out in Indiana. I've always seen him as this high potential type center. I think one day he could possibly be an all-star. But he really just never got it going in Miami. I don't know if it was because the fit he had. He got benched sometimes for just not hustling. Just stuff didn't work with him and Spo, but I hope that Taylor Jenkins, former Grizzlies coach, shout out to you, is able to put him in a good situation. I think if he gets put in this situation, I think he'll be able to succeed very, very nicely. And then Giannis, who was the 20th pick last year, he showed a little bit of potential. We'll see what he ends up being. But also, you get all of these first-round picks. You get 2 first-round picks this year. You already have your other one at number 10. Now you get this one at 13. And a pick swap in 2030, a 2031 first-round pick, a 2033 first-round pick. You have all the assets in the world to rebuild this team. You have a little bit of a foundation now. I mean, the current starting lineup at this current moment is Ryan Rollins, Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Kyle Kuzma. Just, disgusting. And then Miles Turner. I don't think Miles Turner's going to stick around in Milwaukee much longer. He was awful last year, in my opinion. And I think Lower is going to take that job very easily because I have no hope in Miles Turner. He was so bad last year. They made all that cap space to sign Miles Turner and for him to be garbage. Terrible moves. But that Bucks have made terrible moves for the last 5 years. I'm not really surprised. But this is a start to a full-fledged rebuild. You got 2 first-round picks. You have a guy in Tyler Hero who you can kind of build around a little bit. Or if you don't like him, you can flip him elsewhere. Jaquez has so much potential. Cool. And also, I love Ryan Rollins as well. I'm glad he's going to stay at the starting point guard. And you get Khalil Ware and Giannis, who are, high potential guys, boom or bust. We'll see what they end up being. So, for the Bucks' perspective, I absolutely love this trade. I know, obviously, giving up your franchise cornerstone, it stinks, and Bucks fans are probably going to be pretty upset for a while. But overall, I think they killed this trade. I'll give them an A. Now, let me talk about this from the Heat's perspective. I'm going to give them about a B for this trade. First of all, they had to give up a king's ransom to get Giannis, which, in my opinion, he's worth the king's ransom. I mean, he's one of the most talented players of all time, in my opinion, from his position. He's worth it. He's worth everything. But the one problem with this trade is that they've completely gutted their roster, and they have no point guards. I saw a post this morning where currently Norm Powell is the projected point guard. That man can't play point guard to save his life. I mean, their current starting lineup right now will be Davion Mitchell, who I love, Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam. Great defensive team. But they're going to be building houses with the amount of bricks they're going to be throwing up this year. This starting line coming into the year. So I really hope they're going to be smart in free agency and make some savvy moves, trying to get a point guard. Kind of fill out the rotation. But overall, you know what I'm saying? Miami had to make a big move. It's been too long. Pat Riley, the mob boss, he finally woke up from his nap. Made a massive, massive move to get one of the most talented players of all time, in my opinion. And now the defense, like I said, is going to be incredible. Davion Mitchell, great 3-and-D guy. Norman Powell really isn't good on defense, but they can hide him. Andrew Wiggins is a good defender. Giannis is an all-time defender. And bam, you know, he can just do his thing inside. Their bench is all right at this current moment. They got Pele Larson. And, of course, they had Bobby Portis and Drew Smith. They have Drew Smith as well. The thing is, with this, is just like, are the Heat contenders in the Eastern Conference? Like, is this trade really going to move them up? Obviously, it's going to move them from the play-in to hopefully a top 4 or 5 seed, but are they going to be able to contend with some of the top teams out east, like Boston and New York and all these incredible teams? Indiana comes back this year. Hopefully Tyrese is healthy. Speaking of Boston, they actually had a package for this Giannis trade as well. The finalists, of course, were Miami and Boston. Boston had their own package. The package was Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks for Giannis. But apparently, they didn't go all in and give up extra depth because apparently they didn't want to give up Hugo Gonzalez, which is insane to me to not get Giannis. I get it because you want to hold on to some of your depth. Your team always has so much depth, and that's really one of the main reasons why they were so good last year. But at the same time, if you're trying to get a generational superstar, you got to give up some of the depth. It's like the whole thing with the Curry situation with the Warriors. Like a couple years ago, they I guess declined trade for Lauri Markkanen because they didn't want to give up Pods, which is hilarious and hysterical nowadays because Pods is one of the most hated players in the league, which in my opinion isn't warranted. I mean, he's not the best, but they be dogging Pods out, man. But anyway, it's a lot to give up. Well, but also you gotta go get Giannis if you want to contend, in my opinion, in the Eastern Conference. They're already contenders, but I would have loved to see a Jason Tatum and Giannis front court. That would have been incredible. And also now with Boston, like, how's the team chemistry going to be going after everything that happened last year? You know, blowing the 3-1 lead to the Sixers in embarrassing fashion. And now, from Jaylen Brown's perspective, he probably feels disrespected. I mean, he's come off legitimately the best season of his career. He was dragging this team without Tatum, who was coming back from the Achilles injury. Had his best season ever, and now he's just being dangled in front of other teams for a superstar. And obviously all the stuff with him on Twitch and everything, which is it's been so hilarious to see that. But I could see Jaylen Brown getting moved very soon. We will see. But overall, with the Heat side of this trade, I'll give him about a B to a B+. Obviously, getting Giannis is incredible, and finally Pat Riley actually gets a top target. They've missed out. They've struck out so many times when it comes to getting these massive trade targets like Damian Lillard, like Donovan Mitchell, KD last year. So, if you're a Heat fan, you should be very excited. You have an incredible defense. You gotta probably draft some guys because you give up all your picks, but gotta make some savvy free agency moves and get a point guard and get some shooting out there. Get some shooters to space the floor for Giannis and Bam. And I can see y'all being around 5th to 6th in the Eastern Conference. I still just don't think they're contenders yet. Not yet. They gotta make some savvy moves, but we will see. It's been an incredible start to the offseason, I should say. Draft's coming up in about an hour. Julius Randle got sent to the Nets for a bunch of Fritos. All sorts of things going on. I would assume we got a $100 million contract. A lot of craziness going on, and the draft is on its way. Right. But that's going to be it for me. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know down in the comment section below what y'all think about the Giannis trade. Also, what are your predictions for the NBA draft? As a Grizzlies fan, I'm very excited for this year's draft. But that's all I got for y'all today. God bless you, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.